What has your conviction been with this social media and the video content? What got you interested? 2 years
Absolutely.
ago?
Well, first off, I think that's why we hit it off with your firm so well is I feel like that you're actually wanting to make relationships with the individual, not the company. I mean, I'm talking about genuinely reaching into the soul of the customer and getting a real relationship. The things that you were saying to me and the things that you guys do at CyberWhyze, I was like, you're pulling it right out of my head. Like, I feel like that's where it's going. People are tired of being sold. They want to be educated. They want to feel like you got their back, and then they'll go buy. They want wisdom. They got enough data in their phone. They don't need data and white papers and sheets,
Yeah.
right? They can go out to the manufacturer and get that themselves. They can go to Gartner.
Yep.
They can go to some big firm and get whatever opinions.
Mm-hmm.
What they want is action, and they want genuine transparency, and like what we do.
How has it been so far, just making time? Because some people will say, oh, I'm really busy, I don't have time to get on video to create content. Has it been stressful and time consuming?
A lot of people say that about working out too. It's just
Funny irony, right? I don't have time.
never have time. And then also say people make time. Well, you can't make more hours in a day, right? I think it's just priorities. And, I think it's really healthy for people to switch sides of their brain, maybe go creative, right? You're building your business, you're building your brand. And it was time that we did that at BlackLake. We were very stealthy. We were word of mouth. We might do the selfie on LinkedIn if we had a marketing event or something, or a golf tournament. We do our field marketing events, right? But as far as sales enablement and brand awareness, we had none. I mean, just hardly anything, man. So we needed a firm like yours, and I wanted a firm that thought and thinks like we do, that reaches into, like I said earlier, that reaches into the soul of the customer, and we want people to know that we are there for them personally.
Well, I mean, I think one of the things that speaks to the integrity you guys have at the company in general is you're not afraid to be on camera,
Right.
because you don't really have anything to hide.
No.
Right? Like you're calling them, were you aligned with your customers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Trust and all this. I just see values. And that's why it was important for us to put our values like,
That's a great way to put it.
do good, right?
That's it.
What a crazy concept. Do good, put others first.
Well, it also goes back to, like I said in a minute ago, about, kind of being too stealth and word of mouth. Like if we want to grow and get to the next level as a company, we have to do this.
Yeah.
We have to get out and not be afraid to get on camera and spread the message of why somebody would do business with us.
Absolutely. We're looking at how marketing has evolved, how AI is encroaching on marketing. It's automating a lot. Like you could write 1,000 blogs in a day if you want with marketing. What kind of content do you prefer to consume typically? And like what channels, when you're learning from a vendor that might have something to offer you, right?
Yeah.
In the security space or just, on your own, is there a particular type of content that you like?
Being curious about, let's say, a solution that gets you curious about a vendor, and then you go to their website. I think that's kind of always going to be there, but I think it's fading. I want to be more curious because I'm looking at their socials. I want to be curious because I'm curious about the individual that works at that company and how that's going to affect the solution short and long term. Is the leadership of that. We've got some vendors that have amazing technology, but the leadership is just not there. And then we have the vice versa. We have this amazing leader, but the technology is waning, right? So the perfect world, and we've got examples of some of our top vendors, is when they both hit. When you have amazing leadership with an amazing platform, and we have done amazing things, not to keep using the word amazing, with those solutions. So, I think it depends on the individual, it depends on the company. I mean, obviously you're going to go look at the firms out there and download the white papers and stuff when you need some meat. But I really like to see the social medias popping, the different platforms myself.
Yeah, definitely. How do you perceive CyberWhyze today in terms of all the data that we're feeding you?
What I loved about when we first engaged is you showed us the big picture and the big price tag too. But anyway, that's expected.
Yeah.
But when you realize that we wanted to take more of a crawl, walk, run approach, because we've never done this before. We've been behind the scenes in stealth and word of mouth, right? So to just jump into some big program was a little intimidating, even for me. And so what I loved is that I'm starting to see the big picture as we're going down the road, right? And just right out of the gate, the first few months was brand awareness. We've got to get you guys out on social media. We got to get people knowing who you are. We got to start doing these videos. And then that has spurred us into what we have to do internally is to get ready for the awareness to hit and more opportunities coming our way, right? Or helping, like you said earlier, warming up the market for our reps, right? And for our different representatives of the company. And so I see that now, right? And I see that it's not all get on the phone by yourself in the room and try to drum up business or let people out know that we're different and how cool we are. It's about brand awareness, culture awareness, company awareness, turning that into business development and turning that into new opportunities for us to help others, right? And so we're on this journey together, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to do in the future. And you guys are doing an amazing job.
Is there anything that stands out, but before you had worked with us, is there anything that you're surprised to find out about how we operate now having worked with us? Is there anything that stands out where it's like, I don't know, going into this or that, you know, if anything?
Well, I think that like you touched on it a little bit. I thought, like, you know, cool videos, right? And marketing agency, and what are the different forms of the way they're going to get our besides social media, how else we can get the word out about BlackLake. But you personally and your team have asked me for individual meetings with the CFO. He was here a little bit earlier. You've asked me for individual meetings with my CRO, my chief revenue guy, right? The guy that runs all sales, because you want to understand our business, you know, from a financial perspective and what, you know, sales goals. You've asked multiple meetings to talk about what's your culture, what makes BlackLake different, sell me on why you're so cool, right? We talked about a little bit here. And so it tells me you care about my business, right? So then I'm going, wow, I'm surprised at that a little bit. One of the biggest problems we've had, and I mentioned it earlier, is when you're talking to net new people that don't know you yet. Because we talked about how we've been behind the scenes and word of mouth and people moving jobs and getting them promoted and everything else. Somebody's fresh and doesn't know you, right? So this is where you guys come in. This is where, like, if they've seen a video of me and my CFO, where he used to be at a gigantic corporation, talk about the things that we did for him before he came here, the tools and things that he wished he would have had, that's powerful, you know? And so then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, there's some sales motion. Yeah, there's some, you know, brand awareness, marketing, all the stuff we talked about, but it warms things up. So then now we're like, okay, well, I'll give you a shot to prove yourself. I don't really know you, but we have to start doing that to grow, to make our customer base way more diverse and continue to kind of spread the word about BlackLake and how we can help people, because we can.
Absolutely.